Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink, where we talk sports, love sports, and enjoy sports. Today we're going to be discussing the matchup between the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. This is going to be a grudge match, a physical football team. The Texans, with the letdown that they just had against the Denver Broncos, hopefully they can bounce back. But as it stands right now, as a Houston Texans fan, I'm not entirely too sure what the hell is going to go on in this football game because we absolutely have no idea of what football team is going to show up against the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. So, let a few of y'all go ahead and get in here before we go ahead and we start to discuss the sports topic. Lorenzo Wilson, what's good? D. Pritch, D. Love, Danny MTZ, Travion Watson, what's good? Peekaboo, you fucks you. Peekaboo, you fucks you. Oh, shit. That Joe Pesci is an idiot. Oh, man. Hey, go ahead and send out these notifications, man. Good shit. Oh, no. Good shit. I see they sharing it on YouTube. Shout out to D. Pritch for that. I see him. I kind of want us to lose too so that Bill O'Brien can get in here, but I got to have my sanity and just know that we got to do what we got to do against the Tennessee Titans because I absolutely despise this football team. So beating them is always a pleasure. And D. Pritch, are you really surprised, bro? Is anybody really surprised? It looked like last week like they were just saving Will Fuller, but he might not make this game. Who knows if he does? Bill O'Brien is out here saying goofy shit. I just seen something on Twitter where Pat D Stat retweeted or let a comment was like the nigga said he don't know. Nigga, what you mean you don't know? Like, what do you know? This nigga don't know nothing. But his testosterone is constantly leaving his body, and that's why he's never sharp when it comes to his decision making ever. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't have that ferocious intent he should have when men are on the field playing football, and it shows on a week in, week out basis. That's why we have patterns like lose one, win two. If you were a consistent football team, you would be able to have these dudes ready against everybody. When it counts. But obviously he thinks he can just take games off because he got it like that, and he thinks he beat the New England Patriots and somehow, some way, that's an automatic trip to the Super Bowl when you can do that during the regular season. Plenty of teams that beat the Patriots during the regular season, and did they go to the Super Bowl? Absolutely not. Jesus, Jason S, what's good? Damn, I don't know what the hell's going on with these notifications. I know it should be sending out way more than that, but we're gonna go ahead and get into the sports topic. And today, man, y'all already know this is a hellified hate week. We hate the Titans. The Titans hate us. I don't think there's no more division hate. Like the Titans are hated by everybody. Like the Jags hate them, the Colts hate them. Like, we definitely hate them, and we have every good reason to hate the Titans because they're a putrid football team, Bud Adams and all that whole bullshit. Y'all already know how that shit goes if y'all were around that time. And they're just a corny football team. Now, while they are physical, while Mike Vrabel is able to do a few things, to make sure that he has his team ready, a heavy emphasis is why they're winning. Why they're winning a lot of games, man. You can see how they're utilizing Derrick Henry. They're using Derrick Henry better than they ever have in any other season that they've had him on the roster. With him running, him already having, I want to say like 1,100 yards or something like that. I want to say like he's top 2 in rushing or some shit like that. Last time I seen it. And it's just like, you got this dude, Ryan Tannehill, playing out of his mind. They find a rapport with A.J. Brown, so a couple of the tight ends. The running game is one of the top running attacks in the league. The fact that he has some athleticism, he's making good, sound decisions, and they're calling a game plan that fits his skill set. That's something that we can't say that Deshaun Watson and the rest of these guys for the Houston Texans are benefiting from Bill O'Brien. While Tim Kelly is coming up with some hellified game plans. You can see the vision, but I don't think they work together as closely as people would like to think that they do. I think when it all said and done, yeah, they may talk about it during the week. Yeah, they may know what they want to attach it. But the moment that some things don't go the way that Bill O'Brien has planned within his first 20 scripted plays, the game plan goes immediately out of the window, and he has no self-confidence in his scheme, because if he did, he wouldn't constantly get away from it if he knew it worked on a week-in, week-out basis. That's exactly why we look like, oh, we're a top 10 rushing team one week, then we go weeks without running the ball effectively. Then you have one of the top passing attacks, and then they dip off because you don't know how the scheme could do to get open, and the priority and emphasis on discipline, whether it's from your O-line, your the back end of your secondary, are causing critical mistakes at the worst point in times in any football game. And the fact that you have one of the worst red zone defenses in the league, you can't win like that. If you think you're going to go into the playoffs and you're going to go in with one of the worst secondaries of the season, which we predicted, because all these friendly dudes that claim that the team got better, and so I seen somebody say that the team had got better on Twitter, and I was like, how we get better? Yeah, we may have when you look at it, the corners we have seem like they're more talented because they're able to do a lot of things, but they don't do it together consistently. So how can we sit here and say that they better and last year the secondary was a top 5 unit in one point in time. This unit was never top 5 ever. For weeks on end, the Houston Texans secondary last year with the Honey Badger, Kareem Jackson, J.J. Colvin, a few other guys that we had were actually playing up to snuff until we started facing Baker Mayfield and Marcus Mariota. And then from those last 6 games down the line, dudes were putting like 300-400 yards up on us on a week-in, week-out basis, and it brought the rankings all the way down for the Houston Texans secondary. So just to sit here and act as if this team has been playing up to snuff all year, bro, you can count each and every game where it looks like, guys like Bradley Roby, Hargraves, Conley, J.J. You can point out each individual game, and none of them will equal up to 5 solid performances that each guy has under his belt. Half of the guys, they've been injured. Well, shit, just about every dude that we had been injured. The only person I think that hasn't missed a game in the secondary this season is J.J. And he's the oldest guy, and it's absolutely ridiculous that that would happen. And no, Slim Hardaway, Ron Rivera is not a lateral move. I don't know what the hell you talking about. He's not. If you think he's lateral to Bill O'Brien, bro, I don't know what's wrong with you. He's a way better coach. He's far more disciplined. He just hasn't had the proper GM to really give him what his quarterback and build his defense for what they need, bro. The dudes that they have over there, and trust me, I know. I live here in North Carolina, bro. They ain't getting it done for him. So let me give a few more shout outs before I get back into the point. Paul Broad Production, 50 Footballer 503, Deep Rich, Staff Sergeant Red. I see you in the building. Dominic Hampton, Colton. Who else we got? Sean Real Live, Slim Hardaway, Berkeley Boss, Ash Mill. Who else we got? Spitz, what's good, bro? Let everybody know in the chat that I'm streaming right now. Def Hunter, 23, what's good? Jason S, Joseph Lopez, what's good? Yeah, it's just one of these things, man, where we have probably, I don't even know why I want to rank this team as far as the most talented team, because when we say that, we can't even say that as a whole, because the defense is not as talented as you guys think they are, and we told y'all this before the season was out. J.J. was out for a case. Okay, yeah, that's the game, but that happened so long ago. Okay, all right. And that's what made that win so much better, the fact that we didn't have him in that game. So that's about the only game that I can really think right off the top of my head where J.J. didn't play. And we still had a better performance. And it just seemed like when key guys end up going out of this football game, and I don't know what the hell is wrong with Garyon Conley, but they need to get this man on the football field. It's just like he's bringing a certain tenacity that the secondary needs to play with. And it's just like, what is going on with these dudes? I don't know who the secondary coach is. He has to be fired. He has to be fired. Whoever the secondary coach is, he has to go. Anthony Mitchell, if he's still The dude, bro, he gotta go. He's did what he's been able to do. Gaines ain't never really done nothing spectacular since he was on the field from the get go. Tenny, what's the deal? Zethary Price, Ken Ramsey, what's good? Yeah, that's cool. We might not. And if we do, I mean, good luck. This will be the first time y'all done won a division in, 11 years? Y'all got one season. Yeah, this will probably be the first season y'all done had, that way y'all done had double-digit wins in, 11 years? Come on, bro. Like, I wouldn't celebrate too hard. This is the first time y'all starting to do something. Y'all only doing that because y'all made a switch at quarterback, which y'all should have been done because we all know Marcus Mediocre is hot garbage, But, y'all waited far too little too late. Swan Lake Leaper, what's good? Tenny, what's good? D'Angelo Thompson, what's good? And I would like Ron Rivera because I know for one he gonna get somebody in here to call the plays and he just gonna coach the game. That's one thing I do know. He's just gonna coach the game. He gonna give Deshaun whatever he need. As long as we have a competent GM, because the GM has to be hired if you're gonna bring any other head coach in the situation. The only situation that we have to do anything, I mean, is absolutely ridiculous. Y'all not making the playoffs. How do y'all have the talent now? We more than likely we're gonna make the playoffs. If you listen to any Texans fan, realistic Texans fan, we're not just talking about these suck-ass fans, that you're just hearing rated in comment sections, who just think the Texans can do no wrong. Nigga, we ain't talking about them niggas. You talking to some real niggas right now. And what I'm going to say is that, y'all going to get y'all issue because y'all don't show up in H-Town regardless. And we know what happens. Y'all might win this game in Tennessee. Y'all just might. I mean, we just split games with y'all in Tennessee since 2016. So from 2016 on back, we done split a game with y'all each season. But y'all don't sweep nobody. Y'all don't sweep us. So we on a downwind right now because we would be talking way more shit if Bill O'Brien didn't put out that product that he just put out this last weekend. So you caught us in a rough spot, Ken Ramsey. But don't get too crunk because don't get too crunk, bro. Because we know how y'all do too. Y'all show up like this every year. Y'all go on a roll. Y'all beat some team y'all shouldn't beat. Y'all do this. Y'all do that. Y'all start the season off hot. Then y'all go on losing streaks. Then you go through a rough patch with your quarterback. The nigga either get hurt, he get replaced. Then he goes back in the lineup. That didn't happen this year because Tannehill is playing lights out. And y'all just think that y'all hot shit now just because y'all finally matched up with us at 8-5. Like, what do y'all don't do anything. Y'all missed the playoffs how many years in a row? Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even trying to venture off into that side right now because I'm really trying to talk about the game. But Ken Ramsey's starting to make me he want me to come up out of myself, but I don't go. And the best place for OBJ to go right now probably is San Francisco. If he was to go to San Francisco, the Seahawks, if he was to go to where else could he go that I could see where he could really play? If he was to go, if he was to even go to the Ravens, could you imagine him with OBJ? Oof. With Lamar Jackson, that would be crazy. Yeah, so San Francisco would be crazy, bro. They got Deebo Samuel, they got Emmanuel Sanders, they got Kittle, they got a good run game, and they got an excellent play caller in Kyle Shanahan. He got the best of both worlds. Kiki is definitely going to San Francisco if he leaves the Texans. Bank on that. Spitz, I was thinking the same thing when I was watching the video the other day. Spitz, I was somewhere yesterday, and I was watching that video that you and Honcho did, and hands down, if Kiki leave here, he going right to San Francisco. Bank on that. And watch, he gonna look the best that he ever could have done, period. Bro, I mean, we gonna be in the playoffs even if y'all do end up beating us. But regardless of that, we got a better conference record than y'all. So if we beat y'all in the second matchup, it's not gonna matter what y'all do in this matchup. It's not even gonna matter. We beat y'all. We got a better conference record than y'all. Go back and go look at the stats as closely as you can, sir, because it's clear you don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, y'all can't even beat Andrew Luck when he was on the field. Like, y'all was 0-11 against Andrew Luck, and y'all can only win games when Jacoby Brissett is the quarterback. Bro, don't even talk to me. Anyway, who else we got up in here? I just seen some other Titans fans just show up in here. In the zone, what's good? Yeah, y'all go ahead and y'all bring it. Y'all go ahead and y'all talk that shit. Daily Dad, what's good? Debo, what's good? Sorry about that. Wifey had called me. Sorry about that. Yeah, was Tannehill part of the team that yes he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He was the quarterback at that time. D'Angelo Thomas, Dez Bryant as a bigger receiver. I mean, what are you talking about? Are you talking about for the Texans or are you talking about for somebody else? I would like the Texans to try to add Robbie Anderson. He could stretch the field. I feel like if he's a third or fourth option, then he would probably be excellent for this football team. Michael Luna, what's good? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, but I want to get into some things on how I think that I'm gonna start out by saying like how I think the Tennessee Titans can win this game. Now, they've had some competitive matchups with us over the last few years, and since Mike Vrabel has been their head coach, they've gotten a little bit more physical overall as a football team. They're running the ball real well. Ryan Tannehill is making the whole engine go down because if Ryan Tannehill gets hurt or if they didn't feel like that he was going to be able to take the mantle if he wasn't a better passer of the football and Marcus Mariota had to play this game, I say hands down, we beat the shit out of this team. But because we have a different quarterback in this stable right now, I don't see the backup for Tannehill right now is Mariota. That's who it is. Banging Philly for life. Just stop it. Y'all not beating the Titans. They the better team. Yeah, we can, but we'll see, bro. I mean, it's a toss-up right now because we just had a pitiful performance. So I'm not going to go too hard for the Texans because I don't know which team we're going to show up. But if we are going by the pattern that the Houston Texans have set for themselves throughout the season, then we win this game and we win this game handily. If that's the case, that means we win this game and we win against the Buccaneers on next Saturday. If that's the case. But, we don't know what team is going to show up, so I'm going to keep my, he is embarrassing us. We know that already. We already know that. And the only chance we have to win is if Fuller playing. That's not true because we won plenty of games without Will Fuller, so that's a lie. We won plenty of games without Will Fuller. We won a Chiefs game without him. Did he play in the Chiefs game? Did he? It don't matter. I don't think he played in the Raiders game. It's a few games that he hasn't played, and I'd have to go back and go look at it just to know what games he actually missed. But, it doesn't even really matter. I think he was on the field in the Ravens game and we lost. So, he did play in the Chiefs game. That was the game he dropped 3 touchdowns. Yeah, you're right. Y'all never stopped Hopkins anyway. Y'all, it's no receiver that we've ever had that was a top receiver, whether he was a real number 1 or 2 that y'all have ever stopped. So, I mean, stop acting like Logan Ryan, Adoree Jackson, and Malcolm Butler is clutch or something. Like, them niggas suck. Like, they not fast. Unless I don't even know how they even are competitive in football games. But I think it's more due to scheming than it is their actual talent, because we actually have to rely on the talent to win us football games because the scheming sucks on both sides of the football. And if you watch these Texans games, you would see that, sir. But it's one of these things that, the Houston Texans can very well leave this football team in a situation, and him being fast has nothing to do with it. He's been fast in the past, and we didn't lit his ass up. So fast doesn't equal good in the NFL. I mean, I'm just saying. El Lobo, what's good? I mean, I ain't gonna shit on him completely because he has stepped his game up some, but he hasn't played particularly well against the Houston Texans. Trevor Thompson, what's good? Bench J-Joe, I mean, if they want to do that, they can, but right now you got Conley down, so I don't even really think we can do that because it just doesn't look like there's the right move that can happen right now. Painkiller Alpha, what's good? Miguel White, what's good? Yeah, it is going to be a good game. I really see this is going to be a good game, but let me get back to what I was saying because this is the way that I think that they're going to win the game. Now, I don't see Derrick Henry as of now. I don't see Derrick Henry going off against the Houston Texans. The best game he had against us was against injured, riddled defense, and he only has he had 106 yards, and that came with a 75-yard run late after a turnover by fucking Tom Savage late in the football game, and they end up throwing like a halfback flip play that went to the end zone for like 70 yards. So, okay, that's his longest touchdown that he has against the Houston Texans, and that's the most yards he put up against the Houston Texans. This dude got games where he literally has 6 yards against us total on the ground. So, I mean, we stop bigger backs. That's one thing I do know. Like, when it comes to bigger backs, we stop bigger backs. There's no bigger back that has got off on us all year. I mean, yeah, you gotta. No, y'all go back down the hall.
Daddy, something's wrong.
But unplug it and then plug it back in. So, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all be able to exploit some matchups as far as the receivers go, because of the way that this secondary is playing, I don't know what secondary is going to show up. Because if the secondary go all out, expect me to talk big shit. Expect me to talk big shit. And expect me to talk big shit if we end up losing this football game. Because I'm going to go all the way in on this football team. I'm very fair. I'm going to give them the credit they deserve when they doing good. And I'm going to go in on them when they fucking up. Ryan Tannehill, I mean, he could very well end up looking like Drew Lock this weekend. I mean, he's been looking good all season. I mean, for the most part, the Titans, throughout the year, the interior of the Titans had been looking like trash. As of late, they haven't been letting up as many sacks, but I think that was more so because they don't believe in Marcus Mariota than they do against Ryan Tannehill. And since then, you haven't really heard or seen a lot of the penalties that Taylor Lewan was having when Marcus Mariota was in the lineup. I could be wrong, but when you really look at the assessments, the way that they've been playing games, they haven't been killing themselves, and the Houston Texans have. But a main reason to that is because of Nick Martin. Nick Martin, he telegraphs his snap, and that's how dudes are able to get to the quarterback the way that they are. And this is why I didn't want him to be signed long term, which is going to end up being our sitter for a couple more years. So I hope they end up bringing in another viable option, because if Nick Martin goes down, who are you going to have to go up and take the mantle? I think Greg Mance has had entirely too much time off, and if he was to come in the game right now, I think he would get taken advantage of. But Jonnu Smith, Titans fans don't even believe in him. They do have another guy who's putting in some work. And Marcus, what's good? You're not that late, bro. I'm 23 minutes late. So it's not really that bad. I'm going to be doing this stream for a little while. But El Lobo, what's good? Yeah, it's the only hope we really have of pulling out this game is if the offense is just going to show up, because we don't know what we can believe in when it comes to the defense. Now, Bill O'Brien has game planned a lot better when it comes to the division. I don't know what it is about this man. He can coach very well against the division, regardless of the team. So this is just one of these games where Texans fans, we just going to have to sit back and wait and see. Defensively for the Titans, I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to bring some pressure here and there. I'm pretty sure they'll probably be able to take care of the right side of the ball, especially since Titus Howard is not going to be at the right tackle spot, because I don't know exactly who they're going to end up playing, whether it's going to be Chris Clark or Roger Johnson. I seen something where they say Roger Johnson more than likely is going to end up being in the situation. And a bigger chance, the reason why y'all do have a better chance of winning this game is because it's not prime time. Because I swear, if we had to see you hoes on prime time, I'm not worried about this game, regardless of what we just went through when it comes to the Broncos. But because Bill O'Brien has been inconsistent with the way that he wants to coach, he has guys in place to call plays who have great game plans, but the moment that he gets off his script, he starts doing uncharacteristic shit, and he goes off in the deep end and doesn't know how to pull himself out of the holes he digs himself in. And that's the only reason why the Titans will win this game. It's not like they have better personnel. They don't have a better quarterback. They don't have a better they're not better overall. They definitely don't have better receivers. Just don't. As a secondary, they're playing a lot better, but which is what I said about the Tennessee Titans before the season started, and when A.O. Noah was on the show, and I said that the Titans have a better secondary than the Houston Texans, the numbers prove so. The Tennessee Titans on defense haven't given up 30 passing touchdowns. The Houston Texans have. We're 30th in the league in the red zone. If they get to the red zone, bro, who knows what's gonna end up happening? And that's what I want people to realize. Like, when you realize that, how can anybody say this defense is better because you've seen a couple of games that we won that we weren't supposed to win, that we wouldn't have won in the past before this particular secondary got here? And that's what people are holding on to. So if you discount 2 games that we normally wouldn't have won before this year, how can anybody sit here and have total confidence in this football team? And I don't think they're gonna blow us out, D-Love. I don't think that's gonna happen. If they do blow us out, it's gonna be crazy. Y'all get out of here. Get out. I'm doing a video.
We're just gonna play.
No, get out. Close this door and cut the light off. I gave you the remote already. Unplug it.
We already.
Give me a second, man. Give me a second, because these damn kids are getting on my. Every time, bro. Every time I want to do a damn video. Like, every time, bro. That's why I can't wait till the man cave get built. I can just lock the damn door and can't nobody bother me. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, give me a Snickers bar. And I don't like Snickers, bro. That ain't my bag.
It's the right.
Okay. You don't gotta tell me, just do it. Something tells me that the Texans win the game easier than people think. Y'all win this game comfortably, my dude. Either by 14-10. Could happen, bro. But it could happen if we're going by the pattern that the Houston Texans have set out for themselves. Because the way that it looks right now, with the pattern that we've had all season by losing 1, winning 2, then that means we'll win the next 2 games, which is this game and the Bucs game, and we'll lose in H-Town for the first time in I don't know how long to the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans do not play well against the Houston Texans. And so more than likely we're going to end up being 10-6, you know, if that's the case. If we're going by what we're saying. But we have to win out, because if we lose out, bro, man, this is just one of them things where not only does hopefully, the Chiefs end up going 11-5. That way we can still be up on them. We gotta hope that the Patriots drop a couple of games because they haven't been playing too well. But more than likely, we're gonna end up being you love my kids annoying you. That's not a good thing. That's really not a good thing. But y'all, Texas Palace talking all that smack about Will Fuller, but y'all trash each time he's not playing. Bro, I mean, we've been trash with him on the field. So, I mean, for you to say that, you really don't know what I don't get what your point is supposed to be. I mean, yeah, is he more important to he's more important to Bill O'Brien than he is to the success of the offense. And that's where your point is being misconstrued. And that's why I think you're not really following the game closely, because if you are, you can understand the level of play calling that Bill O'Brien has when Fuller's on the field is totally different. So if that's your point, then okay. But I mean, if you saying that, oh, he's the whole overall reason if we winning or losing, that's a lie. That's a lie. I mean, I can't agree with that. You just gotta. If we lose out, we get a new coach, though. But can we be so sure of that? Cal already extended this dude. And I'm not saying that Cal can't let him go. You good, Conroe girl? Welcome to the stream. Now, if we do lose out, it's not a situation where Cal can't change the horn and do something different with this football team, because this dude does not. He has one playoff win against a third string quarterback, and he's been blown out a couple of times at home. You see, you can't, when you start thinking about it like that. And to be honest, Cal has to be concerned if we lose even one more game, because we weren't supposed to lose against the Broncos. Realistically, we weren't supposed to lose to them. So when you have a physical football team come to your house and outplay you, for 4 full quarters, that doesn't reap confidence to anybody who's working in the front office that's above you, that pays your checks. Cuts your checks. So I'm saying, I want this game. We need this win, because let's just be real. Fuck the Titans. Y'all got me sounding real melancholy, and I can't be the way that I am because the Houston Texans do something, that is uncanny probably for any other football team. The only other team who could probably feel what we go through is teams like the Chargers, the Eagles, a few other teams. I'm pro fuck the Titans. Oh shit, is this Sledge? Sledge, what's good, bro? I see you. Welcome to the stream, bro. Eastside Harold, what's good? Yeah, and I don't blame you for being nervous. I can't blame nobody for being nervous about this football game, because y'all seeing how we sounding. Because if this game would have went the way it was supposed to, even if we would have came out with a close win, even though I wouldn't have liked the close win against the Denver Broncos, but they are a competitive football team, and they showed that. So now you have a situation where we're going into the Tennessee Titans building, and it's not like we can't play well there. One good plus, that we haven't had in past years. Look at, now we're playing this team late in the year. We pretty much know what the identity is, but we've always done that in the past anyway. If you shut down the run game, I don't believe that Tannehill is going to be able to get it done. Even against this team, I don't feel that way. I could be wrong. I could be a little, I'm not even optimistic. I'm not even going to use that word, because that just don't fit my vocabulary when it comes to the Houston Texans, because they don't breed optimism to me. But if you're going to sit here and say that A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith, and say what you will about the Broncos got way better weapons, a way better offense to me than the fucking Titans. Honestly, the only thing the Broncos is really legitimately missing is a quarterback, and they may have found that within Drew Lock, who they got in the second round. Let's dispel the rumors that the Broncos didn't have a legitimate offense. They have 2 good tight ends. They got Phillip Lindsay, who can run the ball. And they got a decent O-line overall. And then, what? And they got Cortland Sutton. Von Miller was good. What you mean? Does Von Miller stay? Oh, of course. Von ain't going nowhere. Von is going to be there for the long haul, bro. You can't really, I don't think he's going anywhere. He didn't win a Super Bowl there, too. And they treat that dude like royalty. If he was to leave, I only see him coming back home to play for some Texas team, and regardless of who knows what team that would be. But I'm pretty sure if it came down to us or the Cowboys would more than likely get him, because they're way more aggressive than the Houston Texans are at this point. So until shit change, why should we believe it's ever going to be different? You just can't believe that the Houston Texans are going to do anything. And I know shit is going to sound hyperbole. I think people going to think this is an oxymoron, how we keep going back and we trying to combat the situation, because the inner me really wants to just be like, nigga, we finna smash the motherfucking Titans. We're going to run y'all bitch asses over. But I can't feel that way right now, because, we in the sunken place. Jit for real, what's good? We in the sunken place right now. We just in a place where consistency hasn't really been, and this is what I'm saying about Titans fans who happen to be in here. Stop acting like y'all the models of consistency. Y'all ain't the models of consistency. Y'all only been the models of consistency of being 5-1 with Tannehill. let's just dispel this bullshit. Like, y'all do this every year. Like, y'all do exactly what y'all doing every year. Sports fan entertainment actually been down this year. MJ been down. And it's just been like, bro, he until y'all actually beat the Raiders, he feels like y'all can lose this football team because this shit happens. 6-1, it don't matter. Does it really matter? Does it really matter what their record is? Because they do this shit every year. They go on runs just like this. They beat football teams like like the Chiefs, who they've always had good success against. And they showed that when they played that football game. So it's just like the Chiefs ain't no problems to the Titans. I can understand certain teams just beat up on other teams. But why are we acting like they haven't done this every year? And until they change some shit, because they in the same boat we in. Like, how the only thing different than them is our uniform and our quarterback. Let's just be real. Well, and our receivers, because their receivers will never amount to what we get at the receiver talent. I mean, they just get guys that they drafted, and, they could be good, but will they ever be good? Like, have they ever had a dominant weapon at the receiver spot? Like, ever? I don't remember one that's really like, It's just like, bro, they never had no. Let's just put it this way. When I say that, they ain't never had no staple like Andre Johnson or DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, I don't trust the team either, Sam. I'm not saying this to talk tough. I'm just saying, like, the Titans in the same boat we in. Can what's his call? Put Mike Vrabel in his place again like he has in the past, because we're not going to act like, regardless of any role that the Tennessee Titans have had in past seasons, they have shown when they come see the Houston Texans, them games is either going to be really, really, really close. Like, they going to win. If they do win, it's going to be by a field goal. But when we beat them by 2 touchdowns or more. So... And we're not even going to go down the road of how they play in H-Town. Like, we're not even going... I don't even want to go to the 57-14 because all that shit don't even matter right now. Because if we had the game plan right, it's no reason why they shouldn't be blown out like that at their home and in Houston. There's no reason that this shouldn't happen. But Corey Davis could very well go off. Fuck that. Not even Corey Davis, because... you would think they better options. He might end up going off over A.J. Brown because A.J. Brown is their best option when it comes to the receivers. Nobody's going to refute that. But to act like, all of them are going to get off, no. It may be one receiver, which I see. I see one receiver going to end up having a good game, which more than likely it could be. It could be Corey Davis. But then the tight ends might end up getting out. And the only way that let's just be real. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. The only way Derrick Henry goes off is if DJ Reader gets hurt. He's running to the edge. But like, I'm gonna put it to you like this. If Derrick Henry think he finna come up the middle on us and run the ball, he'll get a few plays. I will say he'll probably get like five plays or so. I'll give him 5 to 9 plays. Well, no, not 9. I'll give him anywhere from 5 to 7 plays where he can run up the gut and he may get to the second level, but it won't be more than like 5 to 7 yards. I won't even say 5 yards. He may end up getting contacted because we do have some guys that can take him down. It's not like we got big linebackers who can tackle him. The only way he really gets off is if the tackling in the back end goes to shit. Watch what I say. Like, if he just start bowling over dudes and dudes don't try to tackle him, that's the best way he goes off against the Houston Texans. Like, they just gonna scheme him up and just like, he just gonna be running over us from the get-go. Bro, he's never done that against the Houston Texans. So why does it start now? That's why I'm saying the Texans have to stop Derrick Henry at all costs. And anytime they've ever had to stop the running back at all costs, look at how those games have went. We had to stop Fournette at all costs. Look at how those games went. We had to stop Josh Jacobs at all costs. Look how that game went. It was a close game, but when you think about the running backs that we played all season long, we played Eckler. We've played so many, the best running backs in the game. The Houston Texans have played them. Mark Ingram, Kamara, McCaffrey, Fournette, Ingram. We're about to play Derrick Henry twice. Josh Jacobs, Eckler, the dude that was behind Eckler, Phillip Lindsay. Like, we done played a lot of dudes, bro. And that's what I'm saying. DJ Roy, what's good? I'm not sure if I shouted you out or not. And that's just one of them things. Deion Lewis could hurt us if they choose to get him involved in the game. But Deion Lewis is horrible for the Tennessee Titans. They don't use him like they should. Marlon Mack. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, ain't nobody, when you match up the teams of guys who done played some of the best quarterbacks, some of the best running backs and receivers throughout the season, the Houston Texans then played some of the best receivers, the best like skill position players that you can think of. And that's a major detriment as to why this team defensively have been getting handled the way that they have. Because if it hasn't been they passing down dudes' throats, then the running game sparked up in a couple of games this season against the Houston Texans. It hasn't been many games. It's been a couple of games. So it's just one of those things where we got to see it's really the game plan of Bill O'Brien and the game plan of Romeo Crennel. Yeah, bro, we had to let him go last year. I said let him go last year. I was on that train before really anybody because he handled responsibilities over Vrabel too prematurely. It was way too premature. And look at what happened to the defense when Mike Vrabel took over. And then he immediately got ousted out of Houston just to go to the Tennessee Titans. Michael Shelton, what's good, bro? And Rex Ryan is my candidate. I would want Rex Ryan. I would want Ron Rivera. When we're talking about head coaches, I want Greg Roman. I want Lincoln Riley. I want Jim Harbaugh because more than likely he's going to be out of Michigan. If he makes a return, I want a Harbaugh in place of us. Not only can he draft, not only is his offensive schemes right, he can coach. He's good at situational awareness. And, like, he knows how to build a team. Like, that San Francisco team from 2011 to 2014 or 15, when he was there, was a legitimate football team, went to multiple championship games, went to a Super Bowl after making a change with a quarterback in the middle of the season. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and Lincoln Riley. Like, we got options that we can be talking about. And why would we waste another year under O'Brien when he's shown you that not only is he putrid in front of a conference when he has to talk about this, and not only do you have guys like DJ Reader who be like, yeah, he probably just going to say we're going to play better. Dabo Swinney, y'all can get rid of that. That's not going to happen, bro. Unless we finna match this dude to the $10 million that he's making a year in Houston. And the only benefit he has of being reunited with a bunch of players from Clemson, which is Deshaun, DJ Reader, Carlos Watkins, and all these dudes, I really think that it would be a great move if it happened, but it's not realistic in my mind. And contracts can be broken. Everybody needs to act like, bro, contracts can be broken. They can be broken at any given time. Yeah, we'll end up still owing some money, but contracts can be broken, bro. It's going to be kind of hard for him to walk away when he has a top program. He's making more money than the NFL head coach, but the NFL head coach is what really puts you on the map. So it just depends on what his aspirations are. But if he does come, this is the place that he's going to want to be. Because, for one, he's already won with Deshaun Watson. They already have a rapport. Why would he want to get rid of that when he can easily just get his guys to come on over, get his defense to be in order, and that's it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know who Eric Bieniemy. I don't know who that is. Oh yeah, I like him. My absolute favorite would have been Kyle Shanahan. That's who I want more than anybody. I want Kyle Shanahan on this team more than anybody, but he's the head coach of the fucking San Francisco 49ers. And look at what he's doing when Wes Welker and guys like that join his football team. They're one of the best teams in the NFC. So we kind of did that to ourselves, and that's a major reason why Kiki's play has dipped so much. But we don't know what O'Brien gonna show up. We don't know what secondary is gonna show up. We don't know what defensive front is gonna show up. I don't even know if it's a situation where they even gonna play the right dudes, because one thing that they did last Sunday that was absolutely horrible was the fact that you watched Jacob Martin make plays against Tom Brady, and the moment that he's in the game over Brendan Scarlett, he immediately makes an impact. And it's shit like that I've been saying for years. Like, bro, this nigga Bill O'Brien just cannot go with what works week in, week out, week in, week out. He cannot stick with it. He thinks he has to constantly switch your game plan. You don't. What works against this team is going to work against another team because they don't have the personnel or the coaching to overcome that. They don't have the ability to do that. The only reason why the Titans even had an ability to come back in the Chiefs game is because they have a horrible run defense. You take that aspect away from the Chiefs defense at the point in time when they played them. If they had to replay the Chiefs right now, the game might be different. But if you're talking about at that point in time, if the Chiefs defense, the way that they're guarding the run and the pass right now versus when they played the Tennessee Titans a few weeks ago, who's to say how that game turns out? Because we're not going to act like Patrick Mahomes didn't put up 400 yards against y'all. If Patrick Mahomes can do it, Deshaun Watson can do it. And Deshaun Watson had already put up major numbers before. Matter of fact, if Watson did it first, so why am I even sitting here acting like Mahomes did something that Deshaun Watson ain't already done against y'all, which is win biggie, like, and win heavy. Like, the dude didn't have games where he didn't throw 4 touchdowns against y'all with no interceptions. Like, and then won the game by 2 touchdowns. Like, I'm not gonna act like this hasn't been a history that Deshaun Watson has had, because y'all have problems with y'all had. We're not gonna, like, I understand the Houston Texans have problems with mobile quarterbacks, but so do the fucking Titans. The Titans ain't stellar against mobile quarterbacks. So when we talk about this game, I understand as Texans fans, we are down on the Texans right now. It's a reason why we're down, and it's our head coach / GM / play caller / whatever the fuck he want to be. But we not going to act like the game that they have won against Deshaun Watson wasn't by the skin of their teeth, and it was somewhat his fault as to why that game was lost in the end, because he was scanning the field, he had dudes wide open, didn't pass, and he let the time run out. So, I mean, you put him in a situation, if he makes a better decision, who knows how that game comes. But they won. They won with Blaine Gabbert against Deshaun Watson. That's going to be in the history books. We can say that. And it's just one of them things where they haven't played spectacular against Deshaun Watson. They haven't figured out. The Titans have not had one good game against DeAndre Hopkins. Not one. So, unless you finna triple team him the whole game, Kenny Stills can still go off. We still got tight ends we can pass to. And if you want to get Duke Johnson involved in the game again, we're not going to act like we can't run the ball against y'all, because we can. We've shown the ability to be able to do so. Y'all ain't got no good D tackles. Y'all know this. Y'all interior D-line ain't all that great. Y'all could very well have some. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all O-line gonna end up playing them to sniff against us, because we don't have J.J. Watt. I don't know how these dudes are gonna be schemed. I don't know how they're gonna be feeling. But come on, man, D. Pritch, you just put the numbers up there. Come on, 91-34, bro. Like that, but that's at home, and that's what we can expect on the last game in Houston. But can we expect that same output against a Tennessee Titans team in Tennessee? Because realistically, this is the only game we should split between them if they do end up getting a win. They're not guaranteed to win, but they do have a great chance of getting a win because we have such a porous coaching staff. That's the only thing that keeps them in the game. It ain't talent. It's the fucking coaching staff. If these dudes stay disciplined, and we're not going to act like y'all don't have discipline issues. Like, Adoree Jackson gets penalties. DeAndre Hopkins draws penalties against defensive backs. If we're going to talk about the game, we're going to talk about all of it. I have a couple more videos that I'm going to drop throughout the day, and I think I'm going to talk about this game until it actually happens. So expect a stream for me to be talking about this game, because I'm going to talk big shit, because I can tell, like, my stance is starting to soften, and I'm not on no crack. I ain't got no crack ball in here. It's not no rocks, but I'm just really thinking and talking about the game as it stands right now, and y'all got problems too. Y'all really do. I mean, it's just it's kind of, he might not even play. He dealing with a leg injury and Butler on IR. Man, come on. Then who's gonna hold DeAndre Hopkins? If that's the case, if that's the case, I don't know if that's the case, so I'm not even gonna worry about repeating that, because until I see an injury report, and I know if you got the injury report, shoot it to me, bro. You already know what to send it to. You already know what's up. You know how we ride, bro. I ain't really gonna question it, but I just want to see it, and I get that, Kenneth. Have I not been saying that the whole time? I said the only detriment we have on this team is the coaching staff. You take the coaching staff away, they're not gonna out-talent us. They're not gonna do that. I'm sticking to that narrative, but if we're talking about who's gonna coach a better team, a better game this Sunday, that remains to be seen. Vrabel could very well falter, and if he does, it would be right on time. It would be right on time. He doesn't play well. This team, the Tennessee Titans, have not played well in December. Like, why are we acting like they're a great December team? And why are we acting like they just have some powerful edge at home? They've lost plenty of games at home. Games they shouldn't have lost, they've lost at home. So it's just one of them things, man, where I want to be real confident in this football team, but beating ourselves will be the detriment of this football team. It's going to be penalties and bad coaching from O'Brien. I can just see it. You think the Tennessee Titans is really going to put Deshaun Watson in situations where he's going to play like how he did against the Panthers? Against the Jags in week 2? Y'all, is that what y'all believe? Y'all don't believe that, but y'all do believe the coach and Mike Vrabel and their defensive coordinator can drum up something to make them look better than advertised. That's what y'all believe in. But if they have to have guys come up and step up in the secondary, and if 2 of their best players in the secondary are not going to be in here, who the hell we got to worry about? Logan Ryan? Come on, bro. That nigga sucks. And I feel you, Warren. I feel you. I've been reiterating this the whole game. I feel you. Roman, what's good, bro? Yeah, I feel you, man. I really do. I'm with everybody with how they feels. I'm more than likely gonna be on the Sauce with Huncho tonight, because I already let him know I want to be in on the stream or whatever. But it's just like, this game is gonna have major implications, not only for the playoffs, because we gotta win 2 more games to even, we have to go 11-5. We had to go 12-4 because there was no reason we should have lost this football game. But you have to win this football game if you're the Texans. Because if you don't win this game, and then if you lose in Houston uncharacteristically, and we go 9-7, that's 4 9-7 seasons, and you only got 1 season with Bill O'Brien above that's double digits, and that has to be grounds for termination. It has to be. Now, he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it because he ain't got the yards and he ain't got the catches. Touchdowns, yeah, he'll probably be an alternate if anything. But to make it to say that he would be a Pro Bowl lock, I don't see that. No, I don't see that. 10-6, yeah, we would have to lose the next 2 games. Well, we would have to lose we can only lose 1 more game to even be 10-6. So if we lose this, since we lost this game to the Broncos, and if we lose this game, the Texans are going to put themselves in a situation, and it's just going to show, hey, man, they got to get this defense corrected, because the defense fell all the way off. And the defense has been mainly the reason why we've lost games throughout the season. The offense really hasn't lost us too many games. I can say maybe a couple of games, maybe 2 to 3 games, but the vast majority of these, well, no, not even 3 games. I'll say about 2 games. But the defense, hands down, lost us the Baltimore game. Hands down, lost us this game. All the major losses we have been pretty much on defense. The only offensive loss I really put on the Texans is the Panthers game. The defense was trash with the Colts. So that's what that situation is. I mean, so we just gonna have to see what it is. Yeah, the Saints, we all know that was defense. We all know that was defense. That wasn't offense. The offense was in the game the whole damn game. Hell, the offense was up until the defense failed them. And the defense have almost failed this team multiple times this season. Like, it's been more than 7 times where Deshaun Watson then had to do something major at the end of a game to end up winning, because we could have lost that Raiders game. I know they feeling good if they thinking about teams that they didn't match up against, but I mean, when you really think about it, they had a worse game against the Chiefs. Yeah, I know they end up scoring more points, but that's because they had to. Because if they didn't, with the output that the Chiefs were doing, bro, after the first quarter, the Chiefs couldn't do shit against the Texans except give one more touchdown. 290 shouted, what's good? Daniela Williams, what's good? Oh, that's Darren, what's good, bro? The future coaching against the Broncos, yeah, bro. It's just one of them things, man, where we don't know. And I can understand how Deion Sanders, Peter Schrager, all these dudes and all that. I haven't looked at not one video. When they play like that, I don't watch videos of the Texans in the media, because the Texans got to come right back down to earth. And it's always, I mean, it's been proven that Deshaun Watson don't lose 2 games in a row. It's been proven that he bounced right back from a loss. And I got faith in Deshaun Watson. I'm optimistic about Deshaun Watson and the offense. And I'm just looking at it like, these niggas can't stop Hopkins. That's it. That's the only faith I got in this football team. Deshaun Watson don't lose 2 games in a row. That's number 1, first and foremost. And these niggas can't stop fucking DeAndre Hopkins to save their life. They just can't. So, I don't know how I want to feel. But it's something about them 2 players. If they link up, who knows what's going to happen. But that just goes to show you, I don't know what else is going to come behind that. The defense, I'm not confident in them. The only thing I can be confident in, and that's been slipping as of late, is the run defense. That's it. If you take the run defense away, I'm not, the back end, they can do whatever, bro. They gonna do whatever they gonna do. They gonna show up whenever the fuck they want to show up. They don't need to wear no outfits. They don't need to do none of that shit. The only thing they need to do is show up, play football, win the game, and take their ass home. You don't need to do nothing extra other than that. But man, this was a long stream. I'm finna get ready to bring it to an end. It was fun talking to y'all. We've been our frustration about this football team. Who knows what the hell is gonna end up happening? Who knows what Tennessee Titans team is gonna show up? If Fuller plays, I feel a whole lot better. If he don't play, I feel a little bit worse. But at the end of the day, they still can't do shit. Kenny Stills, honestly, is still going to be too much for him if they get him involved in the game. Kiki has to play this game again if Fuller doesn't play. I understand he had a couple mishaps, but he did have a lot of good plays against the Broncos, regardless of that damn fumble that he had that kind of cost us the game. And they only been getting burned like that when they've been playing cover 2. You understand, when they be in Tampa 2, that's the only time they really get burned. It's just like when they start subbing in safeties and they take him out of the lineup and they have a safety subbed in his spot with Cunningham, shit like that don't normally happen. But, you know, that's just a situation that's been happening because this team defensively, they don't know what they're doing. They don't follow the game plan any less than Bill O'Brien does on offense. So we're going to have to wait and see. The Tennessee Titans could very well get this win. I understand everybody's frustration with this team. The Tennessee Titans look like they're a legitimate football team. They're not legit in my eyes. They only legit in this division, you know, by default. I mean, let's just be real. They up on this by default. They got blown out by some garbage teams this year too. They got blown out by the Jags early on in the season. Like, when you go back and you look at their record, bro, a lot of their losses is to some garbage ass football teams. Every last loss that they got has really been to a bullshit ass football team that they should have ran through, but it didn't happen. So that's why I'm saying they're not exempt from what the Texans are exempt from. So hopefully this can somewhat breed some confidence. I don't need everybody to take my word for it, because I don't need nobody blaming me if the loss happened, because I don't play the game. They do. They get paid millions of dollars to play this game. I don't. I'm talking about these dudes, you know, from an iPhone, you know. So Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink. Talk Sport, Love Sports, Enjoy Sports. I'm gonna get at y'all tomorrow with another live stream. Y'all can catch me on the Sauce tonight. Make sure you guys go follow the roundtable and everybody who is doing Texas content. Help them grow.